guys, welcome back. It's first week. We've had a couple of really good losses. Actually, the ladies have gone. They had £4 off each. The rest of us have just got a little bit of work to do. I understand that was prep week last week. Now we're going to really focus. Now we're going to talk today about how food affects our blood sugar levels. This is really the crux of the whole of the Hormone Revive plan, because actually it's what you put in your body is how you're going to feel. Are you going to feel hungry? Are you going to feel cravings? What's your energy levels like? So hopefully you're monitoring that. In the book you can see that, so it's described on one of the pages in here. So it gives you the ideas of what happens if you do feel more hungry. What should you do if your energy levels are low? If you're craving quite a lot, what does it mean and why is that? So when you've been asleep at night, your body is in a fasted state. It's completely clear and clean. So every day you should treat it like it's detoxed. So in the morning, first thing in the morning, really you've got every chance to put the food in your body to make your HEC feel in check. So your hunger, energy and cravings in check. So we've got two examples here of a client called Lizzie. And I'm going to show you what she ate one day and then what she ate another day and see how that affected her blood sugar levels. So on example one, so this is her first day here, we can see at 7 o'clock she eats, at 7 o'clock at night the night before she ate her last meal, and it was a high carbohydrate meal. It was a fish and chips. So that shot her blood sugar levels up, and then throughout the night it slowly ebbs away. That's what normally happens. Now if you're somebody who wakes up around 3 and 4 o'clock in the night, if you're having hot flushes still, for instance, a lot of ladies say it is around that sort of time, or if you're waking up at that time, that could be because you've had a high carbohydrate meal the night before, and that your blood sugars are dropping around 3 o'clock, so it actually wakes you up, and that also can trigger hot flushes. So that's something just to be aware of. So the next day she gets up and she skips the breakfast because she's got to get her daughter off to school before doing some work. By 10 o'clock she's starving again. So what she has is a coffee and a biscuit. She doesn't have one biscuit, she has 2 biscuits because she thinks I'm having breakfast, so I need to eat some biscuits. So that shoots it back up again. So she's here, no breakfast, she's starving, it shoots it right back up again, which is what she wants. She actually gives us some energy. And then it quickly falls back down. And by 12 o'clock, she's hungry. By lunchtime, her blood sugar levels are low again. She heats up a ready-made lasagna in the microwave and has it with a can of fizzy drink to give her that kick again. She's thinking, I need some kick. Yet again, the blood sugar goes right up because of that, and then quickly comes down again. Because these foods that you're eating aren't sustaining your energy and blood sugar levels at all. They're just pushing it up because you have that need to want to push it up. So then mid-afternoon, she feels it dropping away again, about 3 o'clock. So she picks her daughter up from school and they have a snack of some baked beans. Yes, actually it's quite a good choice, baked beans, actually, because it has got a low GI level and it can fill you up for longer, and it has high protein, but it also has lots of sugar in it. And a lot of baked beans do. So it shut it back up again, and then she's back down again. So as you can see, it's like a roller coaster of blood sugars, just up and down. Now at night she has meat and 2 veg, because the meal time at night is no problem. Everyone's eating the same, it's actually fine, you know, and that's off we go again on that cycle. So you're always feeling like you're feeling because of the meal you've just eaten. So think about what you've had for breakfast now. How are you feeling? What do you feel like? What's your hunger like? What's your energy like? What's your cravings like? And it's all to do with what you've just eaten. So let's look at example 2, because after having a chat with me, she then chose some better foods which will make her body feel better. So first of all, very important that you have that breakfast, because like I say, you're in that fasted state and you've got every chance of putting the right food in at that point. So always think, what is that in that food, and how's it gonna affect me later on? So she has, what does she have? So she has citrus fruits with some yogurt or porridge. So those 3 things are really good ones to have. Or you could have eggs at that point. You know me and my eggs, I love an egg. And that Really, all those foods have a low GI content, so that means it levels the blood sugars out for longer, makes you feel fuller. So how many of you have had that kind of breakfast this morning? Hands up. Okay, so how many of you have had a sugary cereal breakfast? Now, when I say sugary cereal, I even mean bran flakes and corn flakes and shredded wheat and shreddies and all that kind of thing. Anyone had that?
Yeah.
Okay, how many of you have had bread, like a toast? Okay.
It's a boiled egg.
So, the bread is going to shoot the blood sugars up. Not as much as a sugary cereal, but it still will. So I would try and recommend that you don't have bread in the morning if you can. Just stick away from the bread. So you've got to get your head around having eggs without bread. It's simple once you get going. It comes. So go with it. Ryvitas, they still have, although they've quite a lot of fibre in there, they are a good choice to have at lunchtime, but I wouldn't suggest you have them at breakfast time. Always think breakfast time is your best chance to start afresh. So,
I just have fresh fruit and porridge.
Fresh fruit and porridge is fine, yeah, no problem. A couple of pieces of fruit maximum though. Don't go for loads and loads of bananas or sugary fruits because they're going to do the same job. So berries, citrus fruits and apples and pears are those your best choices. Any other fruits obviously are okay, but they're not as good.
Is melon not?
Melon's quite high, so that's not the best choice. A citrus fruit, grapefruit is the best choice if you can. Okay, so that's your porridge. She's had porridge. Then she has the bowl of porridge which she made, and her gradual blood sugars rise and created less, and that's good. So at 10 o'clock she just has a couple of oat cakes which were with a fruit topping, or she could have had, which I think this is a better choice, hummus with some crudité, yeah, because hummus, that's chickpeas, so they're starchy carbs, but they've got high protein, so that's going to make you feel fuller, and or some kind of oily fish or something, or maybe a fish pate at that point you could have, something like that. So, or you could have a piece of fruit, an apple would be a good choice there. We've talked about that before. Oat cakes, if you have those like a Ryvita oat cake, you know, those with the yeah, I can't remember the make of them now. I'll think about it in a second. So then we have lunchtime. What does she have? Yes, she's had some salad with some protein. So a big bowl of salad, as much as you can. Dietary fibre, lots of vegetables in there, so that this is going to make you feel fuller for longer. Lots of peppers and tomatoes and cucumber and lettuce and anything you want. Lots of pickled veg if you want to in there. So beetroot's a good choice. And then lots of protein on the top. That's going to make you level out those blood sugars. If you're going for a soup, make sure you get one with some protein in it, or put some chicken stock in there of your own, so that gives you that protein again. So again, that's leveled it out. And then she's had, mid-afternoon, she had rice cake with a peanut butter on it. Perfect snack. Rice cake, you know, nice and easy to digest, but the peanut butter slows the digestion down because of the peanuts are high protein, and also it's really good. It's just nice. Have it. And then as you can see, it's just leveled out of blood sugars. What happens here is that she doesn't have any cravings. She doesn't feel hungry all the time, and her energy levels are starting to rise. This might be the first day. When you do this for the first day, you may feel a little bit different because there's different food choices that you're choosing. But once you get into it, your energy levels really do spike. So really have a look at the foods that you're having. So now think about what you're going to have for lunch. What is it? Is that choice going to be the right choice? If it's high in carbohydrates early on in the day, you're likely to get this spiking going on. So be really aware of anything sugary or any high carbohydrate foods that you're going to have, to make sure that you're nice and level.